Hey, what's going on, guys? John Shea here from the No Shame Income Vlog, and today I'm actually going to be talking about whether or not it's worth it to go out there and build an online course in 2019 and beyond. And today what I want to do is show you guys some income proof from really all the things that I've been doing over the last several years with online courses. I'm going to give you guys some income proof, talk a little bit about some of the things that I've done and kind of go through this. So with that being said, before we dive into today's video, if you guys are brand new here in the channel, or hey, if you're a returning visitor, be sure to actually throw me a thumbs up on the video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to go back and actually leave me a comment at the end of this video if you have any questions on some of the things that I'll be covering for you guys. And with all that being said, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as I'm actually going to be releasing new videos each and every week. So let's dive into today's video. Alright, cool. So what I want to talk about first off is when it comes to creating online courses, a lot of people, I think over the years, have just found it to be like one of those things, right? It's everywhere you look. If you're on Facebook, if you're on any platform where there's an opportunity for people to advertise, you're visiting people's websites or blogs, you're on YouTube, you constantly see that there's people out there offering courses for sale to share knowledge about things that they, can teach you, right? And you may be thinking to yourself, well, is it worth it for me to get into something like this? Can I teach a topic? Do I have the ability to go out there and create an online course? And in my opinion, anybody could literally go out and teach something online. I think if you have a skill that you feel that you can show someone else how to do something that they may not know how to do, then that pretty much right there validates the ability for you to go out there and create a course. The next biggest thing I would want to look at when it comes to creating courses is whether or not it's something that people are actually interested in, right? Like if you went out there and you knew how to do something like really obscure, like I had someone recently reaching out to me and they were wanting to make a course on virtual reality augmentation, right? And virtual reality is something cool. I actually own a virtual reality system, but I don't know anything about like this sort of subgenre of virtual reality. And I don't know if there's any courses out there that are teaching that stuff already. So the biggest thing I would look at is, are there other people teaching the things that you know about already, right? So I'm going to give you guys some examples of some of the marketplaces where you can do research. I'm going to show you the income proof of how much money I've made on all these different platforms. And then I'm going to kind of talk about some ways that you could go about actually going ahead and learning some of the things that I've learned. So if you want to go out there and say, hey, I want to make some money creating online courses and selling them, I'll give you guys some resources at the end of this video on how you can go ahead and actually learn more about doing that. So the first marketplace I want to talk about is a platform called Skillshare, and they basically work off of a monthly membership. So all of the members pretty much will sign up, you pay a monthly fee, and all the instructors earn money based on the minutes being watched of their courses. So you can see like this particular course on the homepage here has 30,000 students. This one has 45,000 students. So the amount of people that are actually watching these courses is massive, and every time someone watches a minute of, say, this Mastering Illustrator course, this person is going to earn money, unless, of course, they made it a free course. So if it's a paid premium course that can only be accessed through people that are paying members, then this particular course is probably producing this company or person quite a bit of money. So it's a really cool opportunity. I really like this site for specifically like kind of niche stuff. Like there's a lot of design, graphic stuff. I've seen some cooking stuff on here. There are entrepreneur and business classes that you can also take, which is particularly what I mostly teach. Writing, photo, film, technology. I mean, you've pretty much got every topic you could imagine in terms of learning skills over on the Skillshare platform. Now, I've had a fair amount of success with them. I started with them way back in, let me see if we go all the way back to the beginning. So it was July of 2015. So at the time of recording this, it's actually been about 4 years since I signed up to Skillshare. And in that time, I've earned roughly $21,000. Now, what's really cool about this is I actually had gone out and produced a lot of the content on another marketplace, which we'll be getting to next. And I was actually able to take a lot of my existing content and kind of simultaneously publish that on the Skillshare platform and earn all of this additional income from courses that I was already earning money from on another platform. So the cool thing about creating courses and doing all this stuff is you can actually, take some of your content and basically, synchronize it across multiple platforms to make even more money. So this is one that I've particularly seen a decline with moving into 2018, 2019. They actually ended up, believe it or not, removing a lot of my courses. Some of them maybe were like too short. I was doing things like you could see here, I was like posting like interviews as short classes. And they were all informative, they're all really great content, but for whatever reason, this platform decided to like shadow ban a bunch of my courses, and basically my revenue has significantly declined. And because of that, I'm not really as focused on this platform. Although I wouldn't completely write it off, as I do still make money with it. I've literally made like hundreds of dollars over the last year, if not probably over a couple, $2,000 or $3,000 of that earnings. And I literally have not even logged into the platform for months. So there's still a huge opportunity with Skillshare. The next website I want to talk about in Marketplace is a platform called Udemy. And this is probably one of the most widely known marketplaces for selling online courses. This is where I got started with my courses. And initially when I started producing courses, I was basically earning like $50 to $100 a month. And when I started producing more courses, that income started going up and up and up. And I actually went out and started producing a lot of free courses, which allowed me to build my audience and get people more exposed to a lot of my paid premium content. So I've been on this platform for quite some time. In fact, if I head over to my profile, let me see if I can pull this up here. I'm going to actually just open a new tab, and I'm just going to Google search myself. And I know I can find myself easily here. So I now have 122,000 students, 43 courses, and I have over 4,572 reviews across all of my courses. So this was something that, it wasn't an overnight thing, right? Like I didn't go out there and just build one course. It was something where I took a lot of time to figure out, hey, what are the things that I've learned along my own journey, and how can I apply that and share that with other people, right? So I was doing things like web design. So I went out and I taught other people how to do that. I would learn about Facebook bots or Amazon affiliate marketing, or how to build like membership websites where you could sell your products, how to do email marketing, how to use like YouTube channel tools or landing page design tools. And I would actually create a lot of free courses in combination with paid courses. So for example, in 2017, I went out and I actually built a software tool, and I had never done that before. I hired a developer, and I basically planned the entire thing out. I had a launch plan and a whole business plan around how I was going to launch it and make money with it. And the whole thing was basically, in my case, it was a fairly good success. I made well over $30,000, $40,000 launching this software. So I said to myself, why don't I go out and produce a course showing people how they could go out there and start their own software company based on all the things that I did learning, on my own along the way. So I produced that and put that into a course. Now, what I've found with Udemy is, despite making quite a bit of money on the platform over the years, you'll notice here that I have that same course retailing for $195.99. But what Udemy does is they consistently run massive promotions on all of my courses, and basically you can see here they're selling it for $12. So if I get that sale coming through off Udemy, they give me 50% of it, and if someone were to actually have promoted it as an affiliate, I would have made even less money through the Udemy platform. So I could have literally made like $3 from a sale, when in reality I'd love to be selling it for $200 and getting that for every sale. So Udemy has kind of put themselves into this crutch where every single thing that they're doing is all about these heavy, deep discounts, and people don't really come to Udemy looking for these high quality $1,000 to $2,000 programs. And that's something that I took a long time to realize, and I decided to actually go out there and start building some of my own courses and my own content. So with Udemy, I've had quite a bit of success with them along the way. Similar, I started, I believe, in 2013, 2014, and I've earned just now over $50,000 on this platform. I know there's people that have even more students than me, or maybe even less students, that have earned more money. But the reason I think I haven't earned as much is because many of my courses I actually put out there 100% for free, and I've used that more as an audience builder. So this has been a fairly good platform for me in terms of like passive income. You can see just from like, if we looked at, say, just January alone of this year, I made $1,140 in January, which is kind of when Christmas time and a lot of the promotions are happening. And up through now mid-July, I average on average about $500 a month. And all I do with this platform is literally log in for about 10 minutes every month, and I send out an email to my people, and I promote one of my internal courses or offers, and basically let them know, hey, I'm selling something, here's a good deal you can get on this program, and I'll get even more sales coming in. So it's almost completely passive. In fact, it's crazy because this is literally paying half my mortgage payment, and I don't have to do anything. So I put in all that hard work to create these courses and create these programs, help people out with this stuff, and now it's producing really a passive income revenue for me each and every month. So another platform that I actually decided to go with is this company here called Stack Social. And again, similar to Skillshare, I actually went out and I took all of my existing Udemy courses, and I said, you know what, why don't we turn these into bundles? So they actually combine them into these bundle deals, and very similar, they would do heavy discounts where they would take, you know, like 10 to 15 hours of course content, and they would basically turn it into this like $40 or $20, you know, $20 to $40 bundle. And they have really, really strong relationships with some really big news companies. So you got like CNN or like Mashable or some of these like huge companies that they could get your courses, you know, published to and kind of get some buzz and stuff kind of generating around your particular programs. And what's cool is they can actually combine your courses with other people's courses in those bundles. So like, let's say instead of you getting, you know, the full 50% commission off a $20 sale, you would in theory get like $1 or $2. But it actually adds up really quite quickly. But again, one of the biggest things I found with all of this was that they were very much discrediting, you know, the value of my stuff, right? Even though I was able to earn quite a bit of money on this platform, despite all that, I've done well over $30,000, as you can see here, selling courses in bundles on this platform. I still, you know, realized something when I was doing all these marketplaces. I said, you know, what if I could go out there and actually produce a course, but sell it for that full price that I really wanted, right? That $300, that $500, or even that $1,000 point. And I was able to actually go out there, and I'm just going to show you one of my payment processors where I actually partnered up with someone, and we pretty much split 50-50 commissions on many of the products that we put out there. So an example of me taking some of this stuff offline, and within just a span of a couple of years, I was able to earn pretty much almost just as much money on my own, selling courses on my own without using these marketplaces, without relying on their marketing, and building my own systems, right? Building webinars, building email opt-in opportunities where people could maybe like download a cheat sheet or something where they learn more about my products or services, and then eventually go through emails, learn more about me, they'd get value from me, and then choose whether or not to decide to enroll in my programs and you know, kind of move forward from there. So doing this, I've actually earned well over like $50,000 since doing it on my own, but this is just one of my payment processors. You can see this is one that consistently all throughout, like, you know, the last several months, I've basically been able to get these $297 sales, $497 sales, tons and tons of even little minor sales. These were from people buying a recurring membership that we did every year, where they would actually go and get renewal at $27 a month. So these were people that bought something from me a year ago, and then a few months ago this actually went through and recurring, and they had a bunch of sales just came through. So I've been way more excited about this opportunity of being able to sell on my own. So I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a preview of how I went about doing this, and kind of give you guys some ideas of how, you know, I might do things differently if I were to have started over, right? So the first thing I would have done is probably picked at least 1 or 2 products to focus on, maybe like 3 tops. I wouldn't have gone out and built like 40 courses and spent all this time producing content and trying to rely on these other companies doing all the marketing, because that was the biggest thing that I always hated. Like I just felt like I wasn't good at the marketing, but I love producing all the content, just like I do like with these YouTube videos, right? So I went out there and I picked one of my most successful Udemy products. I actually rebranded the entire product, and I added a lot more content to it. I made it a much better product. I upped the production value. I added like special webinars, live recordings, and all of this extra content of things that I had done and that I had learned doing the things that I'm teaching, right? So I actually ended up taking one of my best courses, like I said, and I called it the SEO Consulting Blueprint. And I spent a lot of time researching what my audience wants. I focused on getting more testimonials for my students. Like I have a student who's literally earning over $10,000 a month following what I teach inside this course. And I decided, you know, what if I took all these things that I was researching, right? Like maybe they knew a little bit about SEO, but they needed help getting more clients, or they were tired of trying one thing after another and not getting results. I looked at all the pain points of things that people were having, you know, struggling with, right? Like they didn't want to have to do all of the work. They wanted more passive income from this. They maybe had an existing system and they needed more help with like systems and scaling and taking themselves out of the business. So I looked at all the pain points. I focused on getting like lots of testimonials, like from this guy Deepak, for example. I took all that research, I surveyed my audience and learned as much as I could about them. And then I built a really focused sales page on one particular product. So here's like another testimonial. I broke down like what they're getting, made it much more in depth than what I had done originally on Udemy. Whereas like on Udemy, I spent more of the time focused on the actual course versus what was actually in the sales page, right? I made videos showing them what's inside the course. I added more content into the course with resources and links and text and just as many things as I could possibly add that was going to make it a really no-brainer offer. And then what I did is I decided to go out and figure out how can I master getting people to come to this site, right, and learn more about what I have to offer. How can they get to a point where they end up getting to my sales page and then buying this for, say, $400 or more without me like sacrificing, like, you know, letting Udemy go sell it for $10, right? So what I ended up doing is spending a lot of time learning how to focus on getting traffic from one specific place. And I wanted to do this with a paid medium. So in my case, that was Facebook ads, right? I knew I could have gone out and learned Pinterest or YouTube ads or Google AdWords, or I could have learned how to do Bing traffic or all these different things, right? But there's billions of people on Facebook. So I knew if I just focused on Facebook ads and I learned that one platform, that one system, I could get a lot of people coming into maybe some free value that I was offering. I actually put together an ebook and I shared with them one strategy that would kind of give them an introduction to my world, an introduction to this course. So I actually put together a PDF guide that walked them through how to get like their first digital marketing client. So that kind of solves that one initial pain point that people might be struggling with, and it gets them over that hurdle where now they might use my course to go take everything else and, you know, learn about all the other things I'd be offering, such as getting one-on-one help from me, getting templates that they could use for their proposals, you know, getting case studies of me like closing sales, all kinds of things that I really wanted to offer to help people get the full advantage of basically coming into my program. And again, as you can see, I went crazy with testimonials. I added like proof of all the places I've been featured, an FAQ section. And I really went in depth and built out like a full cart solution so people could come in, like here is a whole system I use for charging for payments, all kinds of things that I set up for this so people would just get the most results from what it is that I'm offering. So beyond that, what I also did is I built out an email system. So I wanted to give you guys an example. This is a tool called ActiveCampaign, and I do additionally have a review video where I go through this particular tool in depth in one of my other videos on my channel. But basically what I did is I built out a series of emails that would indoctrinate people and welcome them into my world, and I would be also teaching them while telling them stories all at the same time. So to give you an example of this is like my initial welcome sequence where people actually subscribe and get my ebook, and then I send them a welcome email. I deliver them that ebook through a second email they get 5 minutes later, and here you can see people are queued for the secondary piece, which they then get sent into basically a sequence of story emails that almost works very similar to a TV show. I basically call it my soap opera sequence. So this is now got, you can see there's literally 8 people here, 5, 2, 4, 5, 5, and eventually they then go into a final sequence where I sell them the course and I really push the details of everything they're going to be getting within that course. So what's really cool about this is this system is now all automated, right? Instead of sending people to Udemy or Skillshare or one of these other platforms and letting them like discredit my content, I spent a lot more time building these systems, which took me really roughly about a year, to be honest. But in the long run of building all this, I was able to build this true automated system that basically could be making me sales. Like I could literally leave right now and go get a haircut, which is actually what I did yesterday, believe it or not. And I was telling the woman cutting my hair, I was like, she goes, "What do you do for work?" And I was like, "Well, I sell online courses." And I was like, I literally have emails that are going out for months on end that are sharing people about my journey and what I do and how I can help them and providing value. And it's selling them stuff all at the same time. And she was just like so blown away by this, like, "Oh my God, that is the most crazy thing ever." And yeah, I just wanted to share this with you guys. I know there's a lot here. I've kind of shared a lot in a small period of time. But the biggest takeaway I would say is if I were to have started over from the beginning, I would have focused more of my time on 1 or 2 programs, figuring out how can I make those really amazing programs and charge a premium price and make it something transformational for the user, right? Like this particular program, the SEO Consulting Blueprint program, this is like a transformational course, right? This could take someone from making not a lot of money in their business right now, or maybe they're working a 9-to-5 job, and going from having 5 clients and making enough money that they could quit their job, right? Like that's a transformation. So I wanted it to be something transformational like this, and I wanted it to be something proven, which I was able to prove kind of from Udemy. So what I would do is, in the case of, you starting out, I would actually go on Udemy and just start like searching, right? Like maybe, you wanted to do like cooking classes. So you could literally go and type cooking and just start like looking through the courses and figuring out like, what are the things that people are doing? Like here's one, easy, healthy crockpot cooking. And you can see it's got 41 ratings. Here's another one about healthy cooking fundamentals. 904 ratings. And if we go into this course, there's a pretty good chance it's selling for 11 bucks. It's got 16,000 students, right? So we know for a fact that if I went out there and I made a course about healthy cooking, this has already been proven, right? This guy has 16,000 students and he's selling it, and ultimately it's probably making him quite a bit of money. This doesn't even look like it's that long of a course. It's literally an hour long, right? So this wouldn't be hard to do. I could probably do this in a weekend. And this guy's probably making a ton of money from all the students coming in on this, and it's proven, right? But maybe you could go out and sell it for $97, or maybe you create like a premium class where you're gonna get on the phone with them or do something extra and you could charge a lot more money for it. Maybe help them with like group or something. I don't know how that would work with cooking, but you kind of get the picture, right? So that would be the first thing. And the second thing would be building automation around everything you do, right? Like having emails going out and automations that are nurturing your new prospects and new people that are coming into your world, right? If you're watching this YouTube video, you've noticed that many times throughout my past videos, I'll go out there and I'll actually say, hey, check out the link below to go sign up for an event or a webinar or something like that. Maybe I'm giving away my ebook or whatever it is. And that all basically brings people into my world, and I don't have to spend that time like sitting there on Facebook trying to talk with them and being like, hey, what is it that you do? What do you blah, blah, blah. Like, well, this is what I do. And like going back and forth, right? My emails and my systems are doing all of that for me. So I would spend the time to learn all of this. If you guys are really interested in learning about some of this stuff, I'm going to leave a special discount code. In fact, I'm going to pull this up because I have this here in my school and I didn't have the link pulled up. But if I go as a logged out user, I have a program that I put together that I currently sell for $497. I call the Online Course Mastery Blueprint. So what I'm actually going to do is, I know I talked a lot about, selling for a premium price, but I'm looking to get more people involved in this, right? So what I'm actually going to do is give you guys $300 off this price, and I'm going to set up a coupon code which you guys can grab below in the description. If you decide to pick up this program, I'm going to let you guys have $300 off. You can pick it up for $197. This is basically a course that I put together that shares literally everything I know about online course creation. I'm going to show you everything from getting started with your course, like topics you can teach, how to film and record your course. I'm going to talk about how to set up like a background for filming, doing green screen. I'm going to show you all about everything I've learned about Udemy and all the marketplaces, building your courses, learning about Skillshare, keeping your courses organized, and just keeping everything all in a nice little ecosystem within Google Drive and Dropbox. I'm going to show you ways to promote your courses, and I'm going to show you some reasons and benefits of actually creating free courses, in addition to going out there and creating co-instructed courses, which is something I love doing, finding partners to create courses with. You can make money learning from other people and having them come in and teach with you. Improving your courses, big doors that have opened with, from teaching on some of these platforms, as well as teaching outside of marketplaces, which is where we kind of concluded this. And I'll even give you some walkthrough of some of my emails, a video series that I created on selling off of the marketplaces, how to set up evergreen webinars, generating leads, and doing all these different things that you could be doing for producing more sales from your courses. I'm also going to show you some bonus stuff on how you can add scarcity into your funnels. So you're really going to get people going, yeah, I really need to jump on now, or I need to buy this now. Like the deadline is here, right? And I'm also going to include a couple bonus interviews that I did with other Udemy and Skillshare instructors who are having massive success with those platforms. And I'm going to give you guys all of this for $197. So again, check the link below. I'll leave a link to that. And if you guys have any questions for me, definitely leave a comment on the video. And be sure to subscribe to the channel, as I'm going to be releasing new videos every week. Hit the bell notification. Don't forget to like the video, and I will be sure to see you guys in the next video.